So hello everyone, and welcome back to Soccer Unboxing. So originally I did have my August and September haul videos planned to be one video, but I just decided to separate them for my own convenience. So yeah, I just wanted to do an intro for this September haul. Also, I would like to apologize in advance for the lighting quality towards the end of this video, especially. Again, I tried to record 2 months worth of figure and merch into one video, and I was pretty much pressed for time. In terms of course, me getting natural light into my room. But I do hope that my commentary in general, as well as the b-roll I have for these items, help a little bit more in terms of the overall quality of the video. And also, this was a relatively small month in terms of pre-orders, so I have 2 merch items to go through, as well as 4 scale figures. Some of them are scale figures, and some of them are non-scale figures. So yes, without further ado, let's go into the merch pickups. Going into now my September merch, I got 2 items. So the first one is this Rico plush. Very cute, very nice quality overall, but I really just got this to delay my Ami orders for the month. So I do plan on giving this away in, a future giveaway. But yeah, overall the quality is pretty nice overall, and she is absolutely adorable. And the other piece of merch I decided to pick up was this Amico clear poster. I normally don't get these, any Ami merch for their mascot, but I of course had to make an exception here because they're in penguin outfits. The designs are absolutely adorable. I'm a sucker for penguins because they're my favorite animals. And yeah, I apologize for this b-roll. It was just so, wrapped up in this container, but yeah, overall very nice quality for this poster, and hopefully I can display it in the future. So the first figure I have right here is a Heaven's Official's Blessing figure. It kind of just has this big plastic opening right here, but this is the Heaven's Official's Blessing Hua Chong and Shi Lian Lei Fu Hui figure. So this is by a different manufacturer. It says on here, on Myethos at least, that they're made by Hobby Rangers. I've never heard of them before, but yeah. A pretty inexpensive, very cute chibi figure, which I have seen quite a bit of for those who collect these Heaven's Official's Blessings figures. The original artwork on the back looks super duper cute. And yeah, very nice and small box overall, which I do quite appreciate. And yeah, so I picked this up because I really liked the overall composition and design. It has the one Shi Lian outfit that I have for his scale figure by Good Smart Shanghai. And for it being very cheap, I decided to pick it up. So yes, I'm gonna show what also this figure came with. So the first thing, the little bonus item that came with this figure was of course a Shikishi board of the original artwork for this figure, which I think is absolutely adorable. So yeah, very nice little cute bonus. I really like the colors and just the overall art style. Super duper cute overall. So here's the cute little figure of the 2. So I pulled this up on Ami, so they retailed for 8,330 yen, so it's $54.97, which I think is not too bad for a sort of tiny little figure like this. But overall, I think this is very cute, and for how small it is, I do like, the paint applications. It's not too messy. And, both the characters look great. I do like the way the, decals on their eyes look. It's not too off or anything. So yes, I've seen more of these kinds of figures around of the 2. There's a whole bunch that were released. I didn't really feel the need to pick those up, but I just like the way this one looked overall with the scroll and such. So the only really point of assembly is just putting Hua Chong in the little opening on the side. And yeah, Shi Lian, he's already kind of attached to the base. But yeah, not too bad in assembly. I guess my one kind of gripe is that you do kind of have to display these at like a little bit of an angle. Hua Chong's head actually does move a little bit, but not enough to the left side to face actually forward. So you do kind of have to like display this at an angle if you want to see both of their faces. It's not the most like front-facing figure in the world, but overall, it's not too bad overall. Won't take up too much space. You get a nice little Shikishi as a bonus. And yes, I'm interested to see people collect these little guys, because I'm sure you know, someone has a big old collection of these. But yeah, I'm very overall happy just to have this one in my collection. Now moving on to the next figure, which is a Fire Emblem figure, and this is the Lilina 1/7 figure by Intelligent Systems. So yes, a character I did not expect to get a figure. There is like none of her, but I guess she was pretty popular enough to get a figure. The original artwork that they include on the side, which I do quite like with these Fire Emblem figures. And yeah, in general, just some pictures of the figures. All around the box. I will admit though that these Fire Emblem boxes are a little bit weird in terms of like the front cutout, because you really only have this tiny window. So yes, I guess the one kind of complaint with this box that I have is the way they did, you know, the window. It's obviously very small. I don't know why Intelligent Systems does these weird windows with showing their figures. And additionally, I don't like how they have the original artwork on the front, but of course the window cuts out part of it. I just think it was unnecessary. If you left it like blank, I would be fine, but they just decided to just plaster the original artwork there. So yeah, I'm gonna pick her up right now. So yes, here she is. She's a very light figure overall, which is good. And overall, in terms of like sculpt and paintwork, I really don't have any complaints with the figure itself. I kind of like the flow and dynamicness of everything in the fire. I think is pretty cool overall. Even the tome that she has, the decals that they use for that are, you know, pretty well printed. Nothing too messy or off at all. And yeah, so I'd say this is actually, you know, a pretty solid figure. Yeah, boots got some nice like details and sculpt work. There's just some nice shading in areas. Now, the biggest gripe that a lot of people had when these two, Lilina and Roy, they first went up for pre-order is the price tag. These two are freaking overpriced, and I can agree, yet I still bought the figure anyway. So I'm looking on AmiAmi. When they first went up for pre-order, they were not discounted at all, so they were 29,700 yen, which at this time, 196 USD, which I don't know what Intelligent Systems were on when they priced these two. It's ridiculous. It's stupid. I don't know what they were thinking. Does this look like a $200 figure to you? Honestly, this should have been like at least 150, maybe even less than that. God, and it just sucks. That you know, they don't have the most detailed outfits in the world, yet they priced them what they priced them. Even the Corin figure that I actually pre-ordered, that's coming out in June, is somehow like priced less than these two. And I got these off of Good Smile Global for 222 USD. Do not buy these at retail price. Do as I say, not as I do. Because these two are definitely not worth that price tag. Hopefully they maybe have gone down in the aftermarket, I'm not too sure. I guess my other complaint is like, I do like the base. I do kind of like, you know, the rocks, the sort of carpet sort of scene that they have. It's not too bad. Maybe it's a little bit too like long in my opinion. It's not that horizontal, but it is very like straight at you. It's quite long. But yeah. It's like I overall don't like mind the figure, but I think the price tag just kind of kills like my overall love for the figure because it's not worth $200. Hopefully they start pricing the figures relatively normally now. That looks again to be the case with, you know, the Corin for the most part. So we'll see. We'll see how it goes. Overall, she looks great. Just the price tag is just what scares me off a little bit. So next figure we have right here is another Myethos figure, and this is the Time Compass 1/7 complete figure. I don't think this is part of the National Treasure line. It doesn't exactly say on the box that it is, but this is an actual collaboration with the British Museum for one of their historical pieces that they have in there. So yeah. What's kind of nice is they give a little card explaining what exactly the time compass is. It is kind of... I shoved it at the top of the box. So, yeah, it's kind of nice that they gave like a little bit of, you know, insight insight into this item. So yeah, once again, they turned a piece of history into a cute little anime girl, and I originally didn't have this pre-ordered, but I saw it was still like up for pre-order on Amico, and I'm like, why not? So I ended up pre-ordering the figure. Okay, so here she is, and again, Myethos quality, absolutely gorgeous and fantastic. So in Ami she is 132 USD, which I think is, you know, pretty fantastic for the overall quality you're getting. I just like the flow of the outfit, the way she's posed on this thing. And interestingly enough, the dial itself on the inside can actually turn a little bit, which I think is a pretty interesting sort of gimmick, I guess, to this figure. But yeah, again, the painting, the shading, it looks absolutely gorgeous. And she is very pretty, so I don't regret not picking this one up. And yeah, even the base, very nice overall. This also came with a little blue disc, by the way, which is kind of just like a soft, velvety little pad for the figure to sit on so it doesn't scrape along the surface. But the one thing that kind of gave me a heart attack, which I think I can fix, is that the little white cloud on the bottom actually came off the peg. And I just noticed this when I was taking off the shirt. I'm like, wait a minute, is that supposed to be that low? It is not, and yeah, so it came off the peg. I'm not too sure how that happened. I'm gonna probably have to, like, super glue it on. It is kind of a, you know, flexible piece. So yeah, there's just that. But other than that issue, a fantastic figure by Myethos. Very gorgeous character design overall. And now we're moving on to a figure that I was really anticipating because it has a sweet theme to it, and it's made by Ribos, one of my favorite figure manufacturers, and that is the Desert Planet series, Mercury. So, of course I had to pick this up. It's a sweet themed planet girl, and this is of course based off an illustration by one of my favorite artists in recent times, which is Star Shadow Magic. Yeah, the box has such nice like little details on there. It's got like the silverness to it. If that's even a word, silverness. Okay. It also has kind of a cute little bow on the top. Like, you know how like there's those specialty chocolates that have like a little bow to tie it all together. I feel like that's what the vibe of this box gives off. So yes, obviously I was super excited for her. I do plan on collecting these figures because they're freaking adorable, and it's Star Shadow Magic, so I'm gonna pick up this very cute girl right now. So here she is in all of her adorable glory, and I love her so much. So yes, this is a non-scale figure, and I feel like it won't take up too much space overall, but just look at this. I mean, you got her on top of this, like, bonbon, and she have all these, like, sweets sticking out. You have donuts. You have, like, those, chocolate-covered, sticks. You have these adorable ghosts and candy in her hair. She just has so many nice little details on this figure, and I feel like she came out, like, perfect. I really don't notice any defects or anything on this one, and it's just a cute figure all around. It is a little bit heavier than I thought it was. The bonbon that she's standing on is definitely, adds to the weight. But yeah. So I do have, unfortunately, some gripes with this figure. Not so much, okay, I guess I'll start off with the one is like the base, which is, you know, nice and small. We don't need an obnoxiously sized base. So, it can be a little bit tricky to take on and off, to say the least. But it's not too bad overall, and it, you know, doesn't take up too much room. The main thing, though, is putting her on the base. It was quite a very tight fit, and additionally her leg kind of brushes up against this one chocolate square behind her, and I'm scared that if I try to take her off, I'm gonna scrape some paint off. So in this case, I recommend covering that area with plastic from the packaging to kind of protect it, and just slowly make your way down to like the base of the figure. It was just tricky, it was a little bit stressful, I'm not gonna lie. Additionally, a quick note of advice when putting her on the base, and you really have to use a lot of force, is that her little ahoge on top can actually be removed, which is very convenient, so you don't accidentally break that piece off. And additionally, watch just the sharpness of her hair overall. It's very sharp. You could probably, you know, accidentally hurt yourself with this figure. So yeah, I still love her overall, but the assembly was a little bit nerve-wracking. I did not want to break this figure at the end of the day, so I'm so excited for more of these in the future. There hasn't been one up for pre-order yet since this one, and she was only 114 USD, which I feel like is not too bad for what you're getting. Definitely maybe one of Ribos's more expensive figures, but she is worth it for the sweets theme and overall design alone. I'm very excited to get more of these in the future. And now the very last figure I have right here is once again another anticipated figure, and that is the Binding Creator's Opinion Ally 1/4 scale figure. And needless to say, she was kind of an instant pre-order for me. She was love at first sight for her design. I thought she looked absolutely sweet with that face, and just her outfit design really stood out to me the most. Definitely quite an expensive binding figure though, I'm not gonna lie. Just for, you know, design, bustiness maybe even. And, you know, she also comes with like a nice cane. So yes, one of my anticipated figures for the year, so I'm gonna pick this queen up right now. So yes, here she is in all of her glory, and I'm overall very happy with how she came out. I was a little bit nervous because of, you know, people have been saying that Binding has been having some quality control issues, and for the most part I'm very happy with my copy of this figure. I kind of have to look in some areas, so yeah. Her face, I think, looks pretty good overall. Maybe the mouth sculpt, I feel, compared to the promotional pictures, looks a little bit weird, but I still like, you know, it for the most part. I am a sucker for, again, like black and white stuff on like a figure, and, you know, she does have that with her breast pieces, and I just like the metallic outfit overall. Looks great, and, you know, gorgeous heels, and very nice bunny ears overall, topped off with a very nice crown. And she does have kind of this fluffy collar, which looks like, it's kind of like cloudy white. I'm not too sure if it's like transparent or anything, but yeah. I just think she looks just sweet overall. That's like the vibe I get from her. And hair sculpt, she does have kind of that like opaque to translucentness, which doesn't bother me too much, so it's not that bad. I do have, unfortunately, some nitpicks with this figure that I did mention in my review, so I'll quickly point them out now. I had to take a heat gun to the black, like, breast piece to put it in. It literally wasn't lining up with the peg, and I just, like, I didn't know what else to do. Just be careful when doing so you don't accidentally, like, melt the plastic or, you know, break anything. There's also her, like, under piece, the crotch piece, I guess. It thankfully is staying on. I did kind of have to use some force to make sure it fits in properly so it doesn't like loosen. I have also seen people say, and I don't really see it on my copy at all, is that like where her legs kind of like close in a little bit, I don't know, where her knee kind of bends, there's like a gapping issue there. I might put a picture up on screen on what I mean. But I didn't really notice it on mine. I think I was kind of the lucky few that didn't have like an issue like that, but yeah, it is unfortunate that there's some current QC issues with Binding. It makes me nervous for the future of the other figures that they put out. But I am, you know, still happy to have this one in my collection. I just think, you know, she looks very nice overall in terms of design, details like, you know, glossiness, matte finishes in certain areas. And I just think, you know, she looks super sweet, so yes. Overall, very happy to have her in my collection. So that overall concludes my August and September figure haul. I'm a little bit exasperated because I had to do some back-to-back filming. And yeah, I don't freaking know when this video is gonna come out, by the way. Just with my schedule, and again, because this is a haul video, I'm gonna have to do a crap ton of B-roll, so that's gonna take up quite a bit of time. But yes, I'm interested to see what figures interested you guys in this video, what were your personal favorites, and did you even pick up some of the figures that I went over in this video for your collection. So, thank you all so much for taking the time to watch this video. If you would like to, of course, feel free to take the time to subscribe to my channel to see what other figure and merch related shenanigans I get into next. So again, thank you all so much for taking the time to watch this video. I hope you have a wonderful morning, afternoon, or night wherever you are, and take it easy. Goodbye.